The kitchen was tile?
Yes, the counter was tile,
What color?
gray.
With white grout?
Hmm?
With white
Yeah.
grout?
Yeah,
Beautiful.
and
Were the floors wood?
no, the floor had linoleum, and I don't remember the color but it blended with the rest of the decor in the kitchen.
Were there curtains at the windows?
I don't remember. The most I remember about the kitchen was the refrigerator was an old-fashioned one that had the compressor up on top. And I see that all the time on television.
Old movies.
Old movies, yeah. So I forget the make, but it was good. It really served a purpose for us.
How did Mother feel about the house?
She loved it. Yeah.
And she has a real style for a real ability to decorate and arrange furniture and make it lovely. And
She had an ability to hire
others to do that.
Yeah, others to decorate it with my labor.
I remember she told me once that she made a slipcover. When we got our house, she encouraged me to make upholster our couch, and then she told me how she made a slipcover for one of your couches. Was that at this house or later?
Must have been later.
Well, she wasn't afraid of just doing stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess you had a good enough salary she could hire it done.
Yeah. But she hired a designer to come out and help her with she wanted to change the painting and the style of the living room. And so we took out the lights along the walls, and I just took them out and plastered them over, and kind of matched the plaster with the existing plaster. And then she wanted the walls, the living room and dining room painted. So I put the first coat of paint in that house ever had. And it was built in the 30s.
Did it have arched doorways or?
Huh?
Did it have arched doorways?
No.
Did it have moldings?
No. Except the baseboards and the moldings around the doors and windows.
Okay.
And So the paint color was a turquoise,
That's what I remember Mom talking about.
yeah, and I painted the entire living and dining room, and the woodwork and everything, and I think the woodwork ended up turquoise too. And the front door, I forget what I painted, but the shutters, I painted a real dark green, which
Pretty.
looked real nice.
Was Mom happy with the turquoise paint? Did she love it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She liked turquoise. And
So how long were you in that house? So
let's
you
see.
settled in. Now Mother was recovering then from polio?
Yeah. Yeah, and I made arrangements with the Navy hospital to pick her up and with an ambulance and take her up to the hospital for treatments, which were hot water and hot packs. And the doctor assigned to me told us to forget that, she's going downhill. And he said, can you get her home? And that's when before we bought the house, we got quarters at the Naval Air Station, and which were Quonset Hut again. And I got her home and got a hospital bed, and we stopped those hot packs and all that because they weren't doing her any good. She wasn't eating at all. She was off on her feed, so I got her home, rented a hospital bed, and got her home, and the first meal was pork chops and baked potatoes and peas, which I fixed.
You fixed it.
Yeah, and she just wolfed down the food, whereas she hadn't been hardly eating before. She was losing weight. So things started to look better, and we were able to get her in a car and get her out and drive around, and we did a lot of that, and then we started, we went up to the California State Fair at that time, and I got a wheelchair from the county, Alameda County, which I used. They allowed me to use as long as I needed it. And so we went to the state fair, and she wouldn't get out. She wouldn't go in the wheelchair.
Oh.
She would not get out and go in the wheelchair. She said, I'll walk. And she walked about from here to the end of the lot, and that was all she could do. So I got her in the wheelchair, and Jerry on one pedal and Brian on the other. And we went all over the state fair that way. And people said, what a wonderful way to see the fair, you know. And so she relented a little bit.
She was okay.
But it was just the idea that she was the only one, you know. And
different.
Yeah, and it was different.
Now, quite a bit of time has passed here. I mean, she had Brian when she was in the hospital, did she? So she was in the hospital the duration of that pregnancy, right?
Yeah. Well, no, she wouldn't. No, I had her at home.
Okay, so she would just go back to the hospital for treatments?
Yeah.
And then when she
By
had him...
that time, my mother came to live with us and help out.
And that was at the house you had bought?
Yes.
Okay.
And so Mother just took over the charge of the baby, and she was there when Brian was born, and then she had to leave, and she had signed a contract to teach school, and so she left, and then we were really on her own. So
what kind of relationship did Mom have with
great.
Grandma? What a
Great.
blessing she was.
Yeah. Yeah. Mother was a lifesaver. She got it in and did things.
Yeah.
Did the laundry and
Took care.
everything.
Yeah.
Prepared meals. And whereas Marion's mother sat around and weeped about her pains and aches and it was the shits.
Oh, Dad. We'll edit that out.
Finally, Marion got to see the light. And by then, she was home in Long Beach. Anyway, just as soon as we got her back to the States, why, she went to Long Beach, was her drive, that was her home. So, anyway, they would come up to visit, and they had friends up there that they stayed with. And Marion's father's mother lived up there. Grandma being, no, she lived in Long Beach. She's the one that was going to help out and do all sorts of things. And we were living in the Quonset hut in Alameda, and she says, I'll do the dishes after the meal. And I went in there and, in the kitchen, and I said, what's all this water leaking? She just took the dishes out of the rinsed water and shoved them up in the cupboard, and they were leaking ditch water all the time. Oh, God. Well, I don't know who would do a thing like that. She would offer, and then it was an insult to her to do it.
Oh, funny.
She was quite a person.
Oh, Mom's family was interesting.
Oh,
Some characters.
yeah.
So when you went to the state fair then, let's go back there, Brian was a toddler? Old enough? Brian was a toddler and Jerry
He was
was...
a couple years old, yeah.
Okay, and so Jerry was 3.
Yeah.
And who took care